take a ride into the grid where the future is alive. We're talking about the Web3 revolution, energy systems and a deep net evolution, yeah. It's a digital symphony of decentralized energy in the world of connection. Oh, so South is our destination. Web3 fascination. Get ready for the revolution. Here we go.
It's time for the 14th episode of Source Talk, the podcast where the future of energy unfolds. Source Talk is focused on Web3, DePIN, Srcful, and everything related. And as usual, I'm Johan, and I'm here together with Joachim. How are you today, Joachim?
I'm good. It's been like 28, 29 degrees outside and sunny the past few days. So, I mean, being in this industry like renewable energy, that's perfect for us. So
the sun is shining, and that's good.
Yeah.
There is actually a lot of things going on in Srcful and in the Srcful community, and we will probably address some of those things today. This will probably be a shorter community update, no deep dives today, but we could probably hint that we are working on some more educational material that we will start to release as well. And Joachim, you have been constantly releasing onboarding guides and things like that for the gateways. So just check out our YouTube for more to come.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just addressing that for our newcomers, there's a gateway setup guide coming up in the nearest few days. So for those who don't like written guides, we will have you covered as well.
Where should we start? What has happened since last time, do you think?
I believe it was 2 weeks ago we did the last podcast. And in the previous podcast, we mentioned that the day after we were to release beta rewards, which we did on time, which is always good. And this is kind of fun for us because every day, every month, every quarter is like a new all-time high for us. So we actually distributed 15 million tokens this time, which is an all-time high for us. And everyone seems to have gotten their tokens, and they seem to be satisfied. So we are satisfied.
Yeah, and 15 million tokens, that would equal 30 active gateways, actually.
Yeah. And I believe it's going to be an all-time high this month as well.
Yep.
So it's 2 weeks until the next beta reward. So like always, be sure to have the right wallet linked to your gateway, and also be sure to have 7 or more days of uptime. And coincidentally, we're distributing the beta rewards July 10th. And coincidentally, we release a new firmware on July 12th, 2 days after that. So that's always fun. And I mean, in that case, everything is going smoothly. And
perfect. And speaking of gateways, I think we opened up, or Rock Wireless opened up the shop just a few weeks ago and started shipping gateways, the Solaris batch. I don't have the numbers of how many we have sold, but I know it's 50 plus somewhere, or the last figure I heard early was like 60 or 70 or something like that. I'm not really sure, but those are being distributed as we speak, and hopefully a few of you have gotten them already. We also placed an order because we need to go in the same batch as everybody else right now. So we also placed an order. I think it arrived like yesterday. So if you haven't gotten your gateway yet, it's probably on its way. And I mean, as Joachim said, it's a good time to actually get it onboarded as quickly as possible so that you don't miss out on this month's beta rewards. So when you get it, try to install it as fast as possible. What if you run into problems, Joachim? What are you supposed to do then?
First of all, join our Discord. I mean, because the whole team is on Discord, so whatever you need help with, there will be competence to figure it out. So, but yeah, I would say come to Discord, because that's our main source of like support right now. And that our Discord server is linked in the description as well, so you can find it there. But speaking also of shipped gateways, we have welcomed 3 new countries, and the fun thing about this is that we have like no control. We don't know where they will end up. We don't know when they will end up there. So it's kind of cool, like opening up the Explorer or going through the backend. Oh, new gateway. Where's that? Oh, Canada, of all places.
Yeah, so welcome Canada.
Yeah, and welcome Finland and Puerto Rico.
Yeah, cool.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of fun because they pop up like all over. It's not centralized to Europe anymore. I mean, it's going further than that. So that's really cool. And like we said, we have, I'm guessing, upwards of 100 gateways on the move. So it's going to be really interesting the upcoming weeks, see where they pop up.
Yeah. That sounds like a lot of work for us.
Yeah. But, I mean, I think I know where you're going with this. Yeah, it will take a lot of time, but we will have a lot more time within the Srcful team, starting yesterday, actually.
Today, actually.
Yeah.
Depends on how you see it. At least
Yeah.
for me, this is my actually first full-time day at Srcful. So,
Congratulations.
Thank you. It will probably make it a lot easier for you, Joachim, to book me on those Source Talk, because that has been really hard since my calendar has been so full of of course, teaching and examinations and things like that in my courses at the university. Now I'm on vacation starting today, but vacation in a startup is basically not existing. So starting off today, I will be working full-time, Srcful, from now until, I don't know, a long time, I hope. I'm not alone. I'm also accompanied by 3 more people in the team. So Frederick, CEO, is also full-time starting this week. Tobias, CTO, is also full-time starting this week. And David, software development and the hardware, is also full-time this week. So, or maybe not David, actually. He has still some obligations to the university, but so maybe he's starting actually a bit later, I think. And maybe there are more to come, but we don't know anything about that yet. So 3 to 4 people working full-time starting now, and you will probably, even though it's still vacation and all of us has kind of plans with family and things like that, so we will try to combine it for the next month, but after that it will be a lot of things happening, I think, on firmware side, on application side, on educational material and things like that. And we can hint right now as well that there will be a big news coming out next week, and I think it's actually planned to the 3rd of July. So really, if I don't have the time schedule yet, but you would probably want to listen in on a community call or something similar the 3rd of July, and in kind of, I don't know, somewhere in the afternoon, I guess. I'm not sure yet. So just keep an eye out in the Discord, and I would really urge you to be on that call, because I think it will be interesting for all, especially those, of course, that has already beta token distributed to them, and everybody that is like interested in Srcful. So yeah, exciting times ahead.
And we will also like announce time schedules and things like that continuously, so you won't miss out unless you choose to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but speaking of going full time, I mean, there hasn't really been so much going on these past few weeks towards the community. We haven't had that much information to relate to them from the core team, but
Yeah, from
it's gonna
the
change.
outside, it's probably felt like what is going on, nothing is
Yeah,
happening.
exactly.
That is not what is actually happening. From the inside perspective, a lot of things is happening. I don't think anything more has happened, or the last month has been like the most significant month in Srcful history yet, and I think the month to come will be even more interesting. So, but from the outside perspective, I agree with you, Joachim.
So there has been like, yeah, we've had internal huddles, for those of you who know Slack, like meetings like every day for several hours, and combining that with like your normal day job and family and things like that, it takes time, but we've also put in a lot of time during this. So, but maybe we can hint a little bit what we are doing internally.
Yeah. So of course, like normal stuff is still happening. The firmware is still being developed as we speak. We have actually focused right now on quality assurance and making sure to fix small bugs and to make everything smoother and get information, log information from the inverters so that we can make better decisions. We have been working a lot with reconnections when we lose connection to a gateway, to an inverter, that we are able to connect again, so that we don't get gateways going offline, things like that. So a lot of small things, but they are important in the end, I think.
And on top of that, also inverter compatibility. We need to
Yeah.
work on that as well. Meanwhile,
yeah, and that will since it's right now it's mainly David that is working on that part, and he has been he is doing a lot of projects at the same time. His role at the university is also to create projects with companies and setting up often sensors, LoRaWAN sensors and IoT sensors and things like that. So he's trying to combine that with also looking into new inverters. So when David is full time Srcful, he will. I know he wants that a lot right now, because then he can focus on those stuff. Yeah, so a lot of things happening on the firmware side. It's not a secret that we are fundraising as well. I mean, I will not go into any details, but those of you who has been in this business probably know that fundraising is a process. It's many people that are involved. There are several layers of lawyers and things like that, and a lot of papers that needs to be written. Doing fundraising in a Web3 project compared to a traditional Web2 project also includes like tokens and not only equity in the company, and and having like Swedish lawyers working with token warrants and things like that. It's not like something they have done that much, since there are, I mean, compared to Web 2 projects, Web 3 projects compared to Web 2 projects in Sweden, at least, is like the ratio is off the chart. So of course it's hard. And Frederick and another member of Srcful has done a super good job with the fundraising part. They have been. I know that Frederick is hardly not sleeping right now, because there is so much going on all the time. There are also time zone differences in this, making it even more complicated.
a lot of going back and forth all the time.
Yeah. Hopefully we will be able to, at least at the next community update in Source Talk, we will probably be able to say a little bit more about this, but hopefully any day now, we've heard it before, but any day now, hopefully we have secured a pre-seed and that will also make things a lot easier, of course, since I mean I've quit my day job, so I'm doing this anyway. So even if we are not landing a pre-seed, I will kind of take my own earned money on a savings account and try to like get the family to eat noodles and just to make the best of it. But
Survival mode.
yeah, survival mode. But it would be a lot easier if we had at least some pre-seed money to be able to accelerate. We will be able to accelerate a lot faster, of course, with funding. So that is taking up a lot of time as well, and that is probably nothing that you will see from the outside. It will just be like internal discussions, of course.
And with that said, a big shout out both to Frederick and all other members that's actually working on this.
Yeah.
And they're doing a great job.
Yeah.
And also we are beginning to do like various documentation of things like that as well. That's also internally. So yeah, there's a lot going on behind the scenes, more than ever, I would say. So you don't think we're leaving you hanging, because we're actually really working towards making the best for our users as well.
Exactly. Yeah, so things are happening. That we can say, and we can say a lot more at the next source talk. So don't miss out on that one. We will, of course, in that one we will probably talk about everything that will happen next week. So you will not be left hanging.
Hopefully with a glass of champagne also.
That would be nice, actually. Yeah.
But speaking of users,
yeah,
let's do the clarification we can about Energy Warden.
Yeah. So last episode I kind of hinted about changes that are needed to be made with Energy Warden, mainly because of legal reasons. We talked about KYCs that needs to be happening. We talked about regional lockdowns so that people of certain areas can only buy hexes in certain areas. We talked about the changing the from own buy once own forever to a more like subscription model, and I got some good feedback since I kind of compared this to domain name registry systems, and I got some good feedback that is not a good comparison actually, because the domain name registry is a centralized system, and we don't want a centralized system. We want this to be decentralized. So I will start looking to the decentralized options of that. So I will make a better analogy comparing it to something else. However, since so much is happening right now, Warden is a bit on hold right now. We are not actively working on code in Warden. However, we are still developing the idea of Warden, and I think it will have a important place in all the news that is going to be released. So as of right now, Energy Warden is kind of paused, and we are reworking it. And as I talked to some of you about, is that it's probably better to actually repay the money that has been spent in Warden. So that will start this week. We will start the repayment process for hexes. But since everybody of you kind of, you can see it, you actually put money into this, and you kind of like staked something. We want to reward everybody that brought hexes. So we will still keep in Warden. We will still keep like you will still keep the hexes in Warden, even though we do the payback. And then we have information. As long as you keep the same account, we will kind of know in the relaunch. And we will make sure that those of you that bought hexes early will have a advantage in some way. It could be like that you get a 48-hour head start, or that you get like free hexes. I mean, we should make sure that you get rewarded for being early in this, of course. So, but as of right now, I think the members that just said that pay it back, it's the easiest thing to do. I think that's actually the correct way to do it, even though we in that we will also have to pay some fees and things like that, but it's not that much in the whole. So unfortunately, refunds, I can't say a date for a relaunch, but it's of course not in the like nearest few months. I would probably, my best guess would be this year. That is kind of what I think.
Yeah.
So
I think we've covered everything for this week, actually. Now, also, it's not going to be 2 weeks between source talks either, I'm guessing, especially if things happen. So I believe we're going to do a lot more of these in the upcoming.
I can pretty much guarantee that there will be no new source talk next week. And I can almost guarantee that Frederick will join in on that one as well. So you will hear it from the source, everything. We have gotten a lot of questions from different sources if we are going to Brussels on the DPIN days at the 10th of July. We are working on it. It's a problem because that is a tough week for many of us in the team, since we had like planned family trips and things like that. So many of us are actually scattered during the 10th of July, but hopefully we can get some representative on place in Brussels, but we will make sure that you will know that in Discord. But I can, if you are in Brussels the 10th of July, look at the DPIN event, and I know that there will actually be a energy panel, so that would be really interesting. Other than that, we don't have plans for any fairs or something like that as of right now. As we've said before, the whole team will be, not you, Joachim, sadly, but everybody else will be at Singapore DPIN, Singapore and Breakpoint, and also Token 2049. And I know also that Frederick and Tobias will actually be in San Francisco for 10 days this summer, working with something interesting, and you will know more about that next week. But with that, I think it's actually time to say that you should always remember that it's your energy,
your power.
Step into the neon lights. Let's take a ride into the gray where the future is alive. We're talking about